Everybody, how you guys doing today? This is Bryce from Victims to Victors, how we tell our stories, how we overcame the trials, tribulations, and torments in our lives, and how we overcame so you know that you're not alone, and you too can become a victor in your life. Today's guest, man, I tell you, I not to put a date on it or nothing, but I watched this young gentleman growing up on TV, and I didn't like it because my mom was like, "We gotta watch this show. We gotta watch." I'm like, I just want to watch, Saved by the Bell, some with girls in it. I don't know. She was like, "No, we gotta watch this show." So today's guest, it is amazing, amazing, sir, Mr. Real. How are you doing today?
I am grateful, man. I'm grateful to be here. How are you doing?
Man, quite frankly, I'm amazing. I got amazing news today, so I'm feeling real good. Feeling really good.
You did? What happened? What
Man,
news did you get?
My wife, she's pregnant. We're almost done the whole situation, and the doctors were like, "Hey, the blood pressure is too high. The blood pressure, this, all this crazy stuff." And by the grace of God, she went for one of her last tests today, and everything's good, healthy, baby's healthy, wife's healthy. So very happy about that.
Yay, that is awesome, brother. I couldn't be happier for you.
And thank you,
That's
thank you.
great, man. That is good news. All
Man,
right.
like we got to realize, there's some good news going on. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
amongst all this crazy stuff that we're dealing with in this, COVID post or somewhat type of post COVID, we still got some good stuff going on. So, we got to, give glory to God and, just realize that we're still blessed.
In my opinion, brother, I'm glad you're saying that because, in my opinion, I was just on another podcast,
Mm,
and I did one yesterday, and
mm,
we were talking about this exact topic. It's like you can look at it at the two ways. Okay, right? A lot of people look at it as the problem,
yeah.
or you can look at the opportunity.
Mm,
You can stay in it, or you can create in it. You know what I'm saying? You can say,
yep.
like, there's people that just want to stay in the victim. You know what? Does it suck? Hell yeah, it
Of
sucks. It's
course.
the worst time ever. But I can sit there and look at all the bad stuff, or because listen, for those of us that want to think that way,
Hmm.
there's a lot of opportunities.
Oh, most definitely there is.
If
There
you if
is.
you're prepared to just go ahead, have your Lionel Richie party. In my house, you get 72 hours, and then you need to put your big boy panties on and get over it. Hello, is
Yeah.
there anybody out there? We get to listen to that for 72 hours
Yeah.
or less. But then there's like people like yourself and people like me that you know what if you this is like there is so much opportunity to pivot. There's people that are pivoting right now
Oh,
and 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 making a lot of money because of it. And there's other people that are like, this sucks. Let me focus on my problems. Let me focus on this, and not to take anything away. Listen, we've all had our fair of crap, and
oh, most
here's the thing. I keep it real, Victor. I'm just because I know there's people listening and people that follow me. If you're listening to me, you might not know this, but if you're following me, you know where I'm going. If you don't know me, you're going to know where I'm going. I don't want you reaching out to me, and I don't want you reaching out to Victor and saying, "Oh, but you don't know, my life is so much worse than yours. My problems are so much bigger than yours,
definitely.
dude." Man, that is the biggest crock of shit I've ever heard. All right, we all have our own problems.
Fact.
Stop trying to say mine are bigger than yours. Right? Do you agree? I'm just saying, Victor. I just keep it
100%. And it's all in perspective too, right? Like you can have twins from the same mom, from the same father, growing up in the same household, going to the same school, going to the same thing. One of them gets raped and the other one gets raped. They're going to handle it differently. One of them gets a
real.
scholarship, the other one gets a scholarship. They're going to handle it differently. It doesn't matter, and you can't say one was worse than the other. It's the same thing. Live in the same house,
Mhm.
same surroundings, same core group. And it's really, really, really just the way you deal with it. I've watched what's his name? Jocko Willink, and he had um, a, a military guy that was a prisoner of war in Vietnam, and they said we had it the best. I was like, say what? He's like, all of us are senators. They're business people. They're leaders of the community. They're public speakers. They're leaders of Fortune 500. They're consultants. And it's like, how can you go from being tortured and brutalized, literally, for a couple of days, months, years on end, and then become, a senator, or then become a public speaker, because it's the way you deal with it. And we have to understand that no matter what we go through, there's going to be a storm. There's going to be a storm
Yep.
in life. But what are you going to do now? I always tell people that I talk to is like, what now? Write
Hmm.
down all
What
this.
now?
Yeah.
What's next? And Victor, I'll give you an example to confirm, and not that you need one, but to people listening, because I've seen it so many times.
Most
But
definitely.
specifically with my dad, okay, my dad and his good buddy, within a couple weeks of each other,
Mm,
both found out that they have Parkinson's. Okay, at 62, and their doc, for what we know,
mm,
Parkinson's is not curable, but if you got a lot of money, maybe it's different, right?
I agree.
Um, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, Parkinson's is not curable.
Yeah.
What we know. So the doctors are basically like, you've had a great life. You're 62.
Yep.
Accept it. It's whatever. My dad, that's not how we roll. By me, that's not how he roll. He
Facts.
don't hear none of that. My dad's working out. I mean, even at the end, dude, he's in the hospital. That triangle. I walk in. What are you doing, Dad? I get my sets in. One more rep. One more rep. And then he's like, son, come over here. Push against the front of my leg. I got to do some leg extensions.
What?
Pull from behind. I got to, yeah, for real, dude. That's my dad's mindset, right? So check this out. Within a year, Victor, because my dad's friend threw in the white flag. Yeah, that is. He was in a wheelchair within a couple months. He went home to be with the Lord within a year, full, like, the whole deal, right? My dad was here till 87, from 62 to 87. And
Praise
here's the kicker.
God. Amen.
Yeah, here's the kicker, because he did, just like you said, two people handle it completely different. Now, there's people listening, oh, but this is, no, let me tell you something. Two people handle it completely different. Now, here's the kicker. Watch this. This is crazy, Victor.
Mm,
So, when it's really crazy near the end, when you got to have those fun meetings, and what are we going to do? It's the
yeah.
final road, And so me and my mom, we sit down with my dad's main doctors to talk about what are we going to do in this final thing. And his main doctor says, your dad is amazing to have had Parkinson's for 25 years and survive. And me and my mom go, what? 25? We're doing the math,
Yeah.
because we didn't know that my dad had Parkinson's till he was in his 70s, because he hid it. He's living with my mom, and he hid it. When I quickly start rewinding this stuff in my head, Victor, I start to go like, oh my God. Because all of a sudden I'd come home to visit, and now my dad's this freaking magician. My dad was always weird, but he was doing card tricks and coin tricks, and now I realized he was doing it to cover the shake in his hands. He had
Oh,
this.
wow.
Yeah, dude, he had this place, because my dad was a character, right?
Yeah.
But so he had this place right at the edge of the grill, and
Yeah.
he would just lean there like this all the time, and like for hours. And I thought it was my dad just being weird. I now realized
He
he
was
was
checking.
covering his shake. Like, he hid it from us for 10 years, brother.
Wow. Wow.
Because he's a very proud man. He was embarrassed,
Worse. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then eventually he couldn't hide it. And I'll tell you one other thing quick, because this is crazy. I always need to have people hear this. 1 second here, hold on. Let
No,
me just do something real quick here, champion. What's going on here? Hold on, Victor.
that's amazing.
Um,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
let me do this real quick. So at the end, brother, at the end, there was this sound coming in. I didn't know if you heard it, so I wanted to stop it. So my dad's two loves
Mm,
were working out and the piano. Now this is crazy, Victor. Check this out. My dad is in the hospital now,
mm,
like full on Parkinson's.
Wow.
It's like it literally takes me and mom or the nursing staff or whatever 3-4 hours to get him up, get him dressed, get him washed. Like it's a
Yeah.
whole freaking. They got the big crane comes in, the whole deal, right?
Yeah.
But get him down to the gym in the hospital in a wheelchair
Yeah.
like this, wheel him into the gym, walk him up to a piece of a workout equipment,
Yeah.
and dude, it was like there was nothing wrong. He would just start like unbelievable. Same thing.
Wow.
Take him over to the piano.
Yeah.
We have to lift him up on the chair. Take this hand and put it on the key.
Mm-hmm.
Take this other hand, and as soon as you put the second hand on the key,
Over.
Liberace. Crazy shit, dude. Like crazy.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. And that's the blood rolling through your veins, boy. You ain't giving up anytime soon, huh?
Mm.
You got a long way to go. My gosh, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. Now, wow, that's wild. If we could go back a little bit to your upbringing, man. Where were you born and raised? You know, a little bit about yourself.
Mhm. I'm born and raised North Vancouver, BC. I was the only child. You grow up. My mom was a single mom. My dad left me when I was 3. We grew up on the other side of the tracks. Um, my original dream was to make the '84 Olympics as sprinter. That was my way out.
Okay.
Back then, you go to the Olympics, you win a gold medal, you get a huge endorsement campaign, you can buy your mama a house, and
Yep. Yep.
if it was either NFL football or the Olympics, right, or
Yeah.
basketball, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Ran barefoot till I was in grade 7 because mom couldn't afford the spikes. I still have them here. Graduated from a class of 1,200. I was the only African American, so racism and bullying was my middle name. Now, I didn't know it
Mm-hmm.
to be racism and bullying, just keeping it real, because my parents didn't raise me that I was black or white. But I just thought kids were mean. You know what I'm saying? And I've been addict, alcoholic most of my life,
Really?
self medication. Sober 2 years this past Christmas.
Man, praise God.
Cancer survivor. I'm blessed with bipolar manic too. You notice I say blessed. I don't
Yeah.
say, my challenges are my victories, right?
Amen.
Um, and so I'm a big time mental wellness advocate,
Mm-hmm.
like big time. I made a decision recently to become public with that. And
So I,
I'm a big time network marketer, and I'm an actor, as you know.
definitely, definitely. So you say you were an addict and a alcoholic most of your life, and I do just a little bit of Google search, and you were a big guy on General Hospital. Like you were one of the guys for like 17 on and off years, and you were fully using back then.
Fully. See, that's the craziness. It's actually been 27 years, brother.
27.
Yeah, I was off for 17.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
probably what you
yeah. I
heard,
messed it up. Sorry.
right? Yeah, no, it's good. And I was off, but here's what, and it's a great question, and I love that you're asking it, because my first book, even for myself, because it was therapeutic, it was interesting. I started writing my first book
Mm.
like 6, 7 years ago,
Oh wow,
but I was fully,
you're in it.
excuse the expression, effed up. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I came back and I wrote again. So it was really interesting and it was really therapeutic for me, because during I was writing the book was really when I was going through sobriety. So I was starting to unveil the onions,
Mm.
because when you're in it, you don't really know it. You don't see it. And
Fact.
there's a lot of stuff that you're bearing. I mean, dude, when you're out of your freaking mind on blow and ecstasy, you don't remember
You
all
don't
kind
remember
of
nothing.
stuff,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
I mean, I could tell you all kinds of stories, dude. Like, oh my God, woo, dude, I need to do a book on just that, because there's some memories coming back that are off the hook. But I love your reaction, because it's literally that. And because I was, not everybody's as good at it as I am.
Mm.
Because, and I'll tell you what I mean. When I read that book, by the time I ended, when I wrote the book, by the end of the book, I was like,
That was me.
no, for real. I
Yeah.
said, and I said, this book should be called Jekyll and Hyde, because I was leading such a double flipping life,
Mm.
insane,
Wow.
to the point, to the point that when I finally admitted I had a problem with drinking
Mm.
inside of my own house, because I was so good at hiding it and living a double life, that when I finally came home and had that meeting and gathered the family, and I got to the place where I said, Daddy's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. My kids were like, what? If anybody's an alcoholic's mom. Seriously. No, that's what they said. But my mom's and my wife's a normie, okay?
Yeah.
She can take a glass of wine and drink half of it and put it down. And I'm like, what? You
Why
ain't
you
gonna
gonna,
finish that? What?
you gonna waste
Give
that?
it. Yeah, like, there's a couple drops left in there. Let me get it for you, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, because and here's the thing. This is how we say alcoholics will lie, steal, and shield. They'll do anything. Here's how manipulative we are. Not only was I good, like when in hindsight, not only was I good at hiding it,
Mm.
I actually set my wife up to look like she was the one. Because when we would come home and we would drink, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? I would like, I got you, baby. We get the big bottle of vodka, and I'd go in the kitchen, and I make her a little drink with the thing, and I'm literally like this. I got you drink, baby. Walk out with two drinks, right?
Uh,
Or I would, like, when my kids were around, you wouldn't see me with a drink in my hand. I would go, do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And that in hindsight, you see, that's intentional. That's an alcoholic. And when I realized when I realized I really have a problem, because even when I went in the program because I knew that I had an opioid problem.
Mm.
I didn't think I had an alcohol problem. I'm drinking a bottle this big a day,
A
but I
day.
don't have an alcohol problem. A day, dude. Because here's what was going on, champion. I was heavily addicted to opioids. I couldn't stop. I hated how it made me feel. I was edgy. I was like, So I would drink to mellow it out,
Yep. Yep.
to get to a place where, like, yeah,
Normal. Yeah.
now I got my groove on. Now, like, I literally, because I was coaching, I was teaching from stage, all of that, dude. And dude, I was
Well,
crushing it.
doing it.
Oh yeah, oh
Oh
yeah,
God.
and crushing it. But man, I can look back at some of those trainings that are filmed and stuff, and I'm like, how do these people not see how fucked up I am? Excuse the expression.
That's all good.
Like, because I'm looking at it going, oh my God, right? But I thought I was on, dude. I literally, dude, I would be like, okay, I got a training at 5 o'clock. I had it down, buddy. I would time it. Okay, like at 4:30, I'm gonna pop 4 opioids. Gonna take a big thing, and then at like quarter two, and then 5 minutes to, and then whoo, yes, let's go. I'm ready now. I like, oh yeah, dude.
Wow.
Oh yeah. And then I'd get on there and I'd bring it, or so
Yeah.
I thought you know. But yeah, crazy, dude,
Can I can,
crazy.
can I ask? So I have a buddy that he served in our military here in Canada. He came back, and it was because of the trauma of war combined with crazy bullying as a youth that he needed to self-medicate. Was that the thing same with you? Like you had like something that happened in the past, or was it just like I'm just gonna have fun, and then it went downhill from there?
You know, in hindsight, champion, as I continue to do personal growth and unpeel the onion, I can definitely see how it was connected to my father leaving me at 3, my real father.
Mm.
On so many different levels, it comes back to that now. But it was also a part of, you know, just starting for fun. And my message
Mhm.
is for champions, what I've seen at 58, and I've been partying like a rock star since I was 13. Did my first drugs at 13. Um,
How did you get that?
so
Different story.
no, it's a great question. So it's a question for some. See, my stepdad, when you're a stepdad, a lot of times stepdads can fall into the position of, instead of being your parent, they want to become your friend because they're fighting an uphill battle because they're not the real dad.
For sure.
And a lot of kids give them a hard time. So to be accepted, they work extra hard, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So and I know he was coming from a place of love, the best that he knew how.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, what happened, champion, was when I was 13, my stepdad at the time, who was my dad, and I love him to death. He he, like we all, he turned around and he came to me and he said, Rael, he said, I'm sure you're at the age now where people are going to be introducing drugs to you, or you're going to want to be experimenting or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And all I ask is that if you do, you come to me,
Mm-hmm.
I will get them for you. That way, it's the best stuff and good stuff, and we'll do it together. So, my first experiences were with my dad. And whenever I wanted anything, all I had to do was ask my dad, and he would get it for me, and I would have all the best shit. And yeah, that's where it started.
Yeah.
Um, and But where I was going with this, the message I have, and especially like we call it the gateway.
Mm.
The gateway is marijuana right now, or
Blow.
no, the what's those things that
Oh,
this thing.
hookahs. The hookahs.
No, the other thing
Shisha.
that the what's the things like the electric cigarettes or whatever they
Okay. Yeah.
call
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Yeah,
vape
because they're
form.
not just cigarettes anymore. But
Yeah.
that's the gateway, and what I try to tell people, that's where it starts. And everybody, including me, thinks I'm different. I can just have a puff
Yeah.
and put it down. And you know what? Some people, depending on their personalities, some people can originally.
Yeah.
But I'm
I
just here
agree.
to tell you, you keep playing with fire. Eventually, one day you're going to take one too many and you're going to start to go down that freaking road. And here's what happens, we all end up at the same place. It starts off different. I want to tell people the race starts off different for everybody, depending on
Mm.
your personality, situation, and environment. But you keep playing in that game, you all end up in the same place. Some people never get out. I like to say, don't hang out at the donut shop if you don't want to eat donuts. Because
Facts.
eventually you're going to
You get a
taste
piece of
one,
donuts.
and eventually you're going to like it, and it's over.
I I completely agree with you. I've known individuals that have started with a little bit of drinking, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. And now, on the street, working, selling their body. And it's like,
Mm.
it appears to be fun. It appears to be great. But man, once the devil gets a hold of you in that kind of way,
And the devil, and here's what's crazy, Vic. Here's what's crazy, Victor. They, okay, I got a lot of friends in law enforcement up here.
hmm,
I usher at the church. And so the security detail at my church, they're not just law enforcement, they're narco. Okay, they're yeah, oh yeah, they're the big. They're in there doing the, and we were just talking just a couple weeks ago, and because of this pandemic, because everybody's locked up,
yeah.
the drug use, the drug selling is through the roof. But here's the thing: the people that are making these drugs, like back in the day where I could literally smoke an ounce of weed because it was just like marijuana from the ground,
Yep.
like, and you might get a headache. You could literally smoke a whole ounce. Like, let's say, roll another joint. Let's roll another joint, and you really would. The stuff they have now
Oh,
is such high grade. It's laced with fentanyl and lighter fluid. The problem is, and I want people to understand this, whereas like when I did it, it was like one person could take a puff, maybe some people got to take this, whatever. The difference is with that fentanyl and the shit that they put on it, you can take one hit and not only get addicted, you can end up in an insane asylum.
yeah.
There's some people with one hit, dude, just go woo, and they're gone,
So true.
like
So
like
true.
crazy shit, or they die. They get a heart attack, an OD,
Yeah.
because
I went to prison a couple years back, and the one that was like a couple blocks down, they had somebody bringing stuff in, and it exploded when they're coming in, and dead, just instantly.
wow. Oh, they had it inside of them.
Yeah, in the
Wow.
suitcase, and yeah, they died. There was it. There was nothing that anybody could do. It was already inside, and that was it. And I was like, why? Why do people get to a point that they are in such a, sorry about my dog, man.
No, no, it's good. I love dogs. It's okay. My
It,
dogs, my dogs over there going.
like,
Dad,
what's going on there?
what's going on, Dad? What's going on over there?
Sorry, man.
You're good.
Yeah, they get to such a point that it's like they have to have it. Like they have to have it. And my question is like, what got you to the point that, all right, I can't do this anymore? Well, what because obviously you were enjoying yourself, right? Like
Mhm.
you were having a good time. So like, what brought
Well,
you to the point that it was just like this is not a good time anymore?
it's a great question, Victor. And initially, I was enjoying,
Mm,
but not for the majority of it. I was not. And this is how I. But I was, dude. I'm an addict, dude. I couldn't stop. But you know, I would like, for me, like my main thing for many years was blow and stuff, and it was like, man, and the minute I do just a little bit, for a second they're like, yeah, but then freaking, and now I'm stuck till we're out for a day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever, and
yeah.
the whole time I'm just hating life, dude. I'm hating myself, dude. It was, and that's how I knew there was something more for me, because it was really black and white for me. It was really the good and evil. It was really angels and devils. Like, I
Wow.
shit you not, dude. Like, I would, like, when I would do like literally it would go from like Little House on the Prairie to Walking Dead. like
Wow.
like total different people coming into your life, and like, I swear, like, especially when I'm high, maybe I was just hallucinating, but I would swear to you, brother, when I was like, dude, like, I would see shit, dude. I would see like demonic people walking around. And then when I was getting straight, because for like 10, 12 years, literally what it was, while I'm doing all that other stuff. And there, dude, I'm not the only one, dude.
Oh,
There's pilots, there's doctors, there's lawyers that are functioning heroin and cocaine addicts. It's
100%.
not a joke, dude. But I literally, like, I'd be 5 days on, 3 days in the gym. See, I can stop. See, ooh, feeling good again. Time to go party. 5 days out, 3 days,
Wow.
for years, dude, for years. That was my life. And when my wife hears me share these stories now, she's like, you, she's like, but you didn't do drugs then, baby.
Yes, I did. I
Yes, I did. No, you did, baby. Because she's like, and now is my one of my kids is really into that, and she's like so naive, and I'm like, baby. He's like, and like just the other day, I was like, I think he's like
Something.
dealing some drugs in our house. She's like, no. I said, yeah. You don't have
Like, I
people. You
know
don't
this
have
stuff.
people coming in and out. It's
Yeah.
like it's not like Walmart here. Okay, all of a sudden, and nobody's hanging out for a while, right? So I'm
Yeah.
going to start paying a little more attention because I recognize them. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's
You
like,
know
you know
who
what I
I am,
mean?
right? Like, I've been there before. Like, you can't pull this over on me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could go into a party, right? Like,
Just,
literally, I used to talk about this all the time: cocaine, heroin, weed, ecstasy,
oh.
like, boom, boom. And my wife's like, what are you talking about? Look at that. See the black pupils in the eye? That's crystal meth right there. See how they look dead, like Walking Dead to you? Yeah. Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, I was a bouncer for many years, and I did a little thing like after hours, right? That was like the main thing I worked, and you get everything. And I always tell this story that this lady, she was standing downstairs, right, waiting to come in, and like it's an after hours. It's not like on display, right? Like so these lineup of people that are just standing there, like if you're trying to rush them in and get them in, and this girl is just standing there, legs crossed, like gyrating like this. I'm like, yo, my girl, come here. And she's like, no, it's okay. I'm like, no, you gotta come here because you can't. I can't have you just standing there. Like, I can't do this. My girl come, like, she looks at this guy and says, "Daddy, can I go?" And I'm like, oh, so she's working. All right, cool. Again, after hours, it's the same vibe, right?
Hmm.
Do you understand this? And then, so she walks up to the door. The first step she takes towards me, a bottle of Heineken drops from her between her legs.
What?
And I was like, I really didn't know what to say at the time. I was like,
Right.
did that just like I was like, damn. So whatever, we get her in. I brought the dude over, like, yo, homeboy, come here. He's like, what's up, bro? I'm like, what was that? He's like, she owed me. I was like, what? He's like,
What?
she owed me money. She didn't bring back, what the right amount, so she gotta learn. I'm like, what? And then when I started talking to her friends, I realized she was the head cheerleader. She was the valedictorian,
Oh man.
was the top student, got scholarships, all this stuff, went to a party, had a good time, and changed your life. And
That's it.
it's sad, man. And everybody, like you said, I'm special. I'm it can't it's not me. I'm gonna get away from all this stuff. And like you said, man, like once you get that 1 foot in, the devil likes to pull the whole body in, you know what I mean? And
Mm.
it's sad. It's sad when it starts going that way. But then you were still able to be the father, be a husband, work at a company, and at that you're an actor. So like clearly a very good one. Now, now
Yeah. It's funny you say that. Yeah.
did that those situations in your life in a sense of partying all the time, seeing it, did that come to like a hard end, like you were just one day I'm done, or was it like a process?
It was a process.
Yeah,
It was a process, but when I was done, I was done.
yeah.
But it was a process, dude, for sure. But when I was done, I was done.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
but it certainly it's crazy because I'm so strong-willed, I'm so disciplined, I'm so driven, I'm so this, but man, I could not get hold of that shit, dude. I could
Couldn't.
no, I couldn't, and it's just really about timing, and unfortunately, it's a tough one, man. Now that I'm in the program, because I see like my aunt lost all of her savings on my cousin trying to help her to get sober,
Yep.
putting her in this program and that program and this whole thing. And what I know now in hindsight, unfortunately, there's no money that can get you to help somebody get sober.
No.
It's timing, dude. It's on their time. And what I know now, I could have saved her a lot of money. I know you love her, Auntie
Right.
D, but until she's ready to stop, she ain't stopping.
Facts.
unfortunately, you know. Um, and but champion, I just want to give you a heads up, brother.
We got some
We
time.
probably got like maybe 6, 7, 10 minutes, something like that.
Yeah,
All right,
not a
brother.
problem, not a problem. And so in that transition when you were going from hardcore to, cleaning up, was there like a benchmark that you were like, all right, I'm almost out of this? Like was it clear or was it just like I just gotta keep pushing, I gotta keep pushing, I gotta keep pushing? Or was there a time that you were like, I'm almost out? Did you know you were almost out or was it more still like a timer?
No, no, no. I mean, I haven't done blow for over 20 years, like since I've
Oh
been
wow.
married.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah. But um, because here's the thing, like it's interesting you say the devil's drug because I always used to say, and I totally believe it. Maybe there's different stuff now. I used to say, if there's a devil, now I now know there is, but
Okay.
back then I wasn't a believer like I am now. I
Amen.
used to say, if there's a devil, this is his drug. Because, and here's why. Even where I am today, Victor,
Mm,
a 10 million% different person. Um, Having an amazing wife,
mm,
amazing kids, amazing career,
mm.
all of it. Here's what I know with absolute certainty. If I was to do one little bump, I would throw it all away
Facts.
like that. My personality would do like this. You change, you say, you do. Like dude, it's so freaking demonic. It's
Yeah.
scary, dude, how fast it changes you.
Agreed. Agreed.
And I know and I recognize that. And I'm not about to sacrifice my family and my wife and my life for it.
That's
You
amazing.
know, it's not that opioids are any better, but for me, opioids is an addiction that I was dealing with, but it didn't make me think and do shit like that.
Mm,
But Coke for me, dude,
that was it.
I would throw it all away not even like a week from now, like right now. With that first thing, boom. How do I call so and so? Old phone numbers coming up. Let me like just
Mm,
bam. I would be off and running.
wow.
Like
It's
yeah.
so now being out of you said sober for 2 years
Hmm.
and being able to see it now and see other people.
Yeah.
Does that give you the drive to continue helping people in that area?
Absolutely. 100%.
That's amazing. And then,
Mhm.
so just before we wrap up here, what do you got going on now that you want to like let people know about?
Yeah, thank you, brother. I got a lot of stuff going on, brother. The main thing is my website. You can connect with me there, www.raylandrews.com. Follow me on my Instagram at Rail Andrews. All my social medias at Rail Andrews. At any of my social media links, I got the link tree in there. Subscribe to my podcast, my YouTube channel, my TikTok, dude. I'm doing some serious stuff right now, a series about real kingdom men. And just great. Oh, Clubhouse, as you know, brother, is rayalandrews.club. I have my own club room now. I got rooms, all that great stuff. But it all starts at my mothership, rayalandrews.com.
Hmm.
And just follow me on my social media. I've got books coming out, all kind of stuff, man.
And I heard you said earlier you're into like MLMs.
Oh I'm absolutely been network marketing for 14 years. I'm part of the first ever mental wellness company where Gut Brain Axis. Any champions out there looking for a good home, if you're not happy and you're looking for somewhere where you can be a category creator, a pioneer, that's a once in a lifetime dream for an entrepreneur because we're the first and we're making a difference in mental wellness and
Amazing.
mental optimization and gut health. Hey, dude, go to my website, hit on the thing. Let's do a call, and see if you're the right fit for me and me the right fit for you. And because To me, network marketing is absolutely the best platform to have life on your own terms out there. Here's my advice to anybody listening. As much as I'd love you to be on my team, and I don't know, Victor, if you do it, we all would love you to be on our team. That's what we do. But here, I just keep it real. If you find a company that has these five things, I think it's five. Let's see if it's five. A great product, okay? A great vehicle to deliver your products to the people that need it.
Mm-hmm.
A great comp plan, a great community, and here it is, the most important thing, something you're passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
If you find all five of those things and you don't quit, you cannot fail. And it's the best opportunity you can put your hands on. But it's like this is the most important.
Agreed. Agreed.
Something you're passionate about, right? Like I know Victor would love to have you on his team. I'd love to have you on mine. But if you're not passionate about it, I've been doing this 15 years. It's not going to work because it's tough. It's a lot of work. It's worth it. The victory's huge, but
It's not easy,
no,
bro.
it's not easy. Just like anything else. But that's it.
Well, last thing here. Last thing. What is one thing that you would be able to allow somebody to know that's starting, in that process of clubs, and there's clubs are opening back up soon. COVID's almost done, hopefully. So clubbing's gonna happen, partying's gonna happen, drugs and all that stuff, especially nowadays. What would you have to say about the young people? What would you have to say to them that they might be going down that same road?
It's not worth it, man. You're better than that. And be cautious because when it does open, people are going to get crazy. They're going to get cray cray. So just get right with yourself. Surround yourself with like minded people that are better than you. Be very careful of who you're in your circle of friends, and just have some great mentorship. In my opinion, get religious, get a higher power.
Agreed.
But that's just me. You're asking me. And that's it, man, because it's not going to end up well. And I know for those of you that aren't here to hear it, you'll figure it out sooner or later. Those of you who are like, yeah, well, I'm different. He don't know what he's talking about. I know a little bit about what I'm talking about, but if you don't want to hear it, at least I delivered the message. If you don't want to receive it, it's not on me.
Hey, ain't that the truth? Now, truly last thing, if you would state your name and I am a victor.
Hi, my name is Rail Andrews, and I am a victor.
Hey, man, thank you, brother. Thank you for having me. We'll have all your links and stuff on the bottom, so anybody can contact you at any time. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Take care. God bless.
Bless.